rise up. It's time for another episode of Spartivation, your podcast source for inspiration and motivation to get you through your Spartan body transformation. Here now is your host, the Spartan Doctore, champion of growth.
It is a glorious day to train and grow. I am Ryan Masters, the Spartan Doctore, certified strength and conditioning specialist, here to provide you with motivation and inspiration as you journey through your Spartan body transformation. Welcome to another episode of Spartivation, broadcast directly to you from Trifection Studios. If you find these episodes helpful, please be sure to leave a review on iTunes and a rating so I know to produce more for you. Today we are continuing our discussion of the Spartan Body Blueprint, which you can download for free at Spartivation.com. Looking at the modern Spartan ethos and the traits or attributes that consist of this, and number 2 here is one that is very often skipped by guys, and then it ends up coming to bite them hard later. And, you know, it's understandable because when we decide to make a change or do anything, we want to kind of jump right into action. And while that's certainly something we want to leverage, we need to make sure that we are purpose-driven. And that's what this next attribute is. It's 100% purpose-driven. A modern Spartan sets goals and aligns his life to meet them. He does not wander through life aimlessly, wasting away. He has a mission, a purpose, and seeks to fulfill it by whatever means necessary. His purpose is larger than himself, for a Spartan knows only then can you achieve greatness. Powerful stuff. And it's really important, you know, for those dark times, the down times, because they're going to come. It happens. When you're training on any journey of growth, whether it's physical, mental, in your career, in your relationships, there are going to be ups and downs. You know, too often I think our natural tendency is to view it as a straight line. You know, we're going from A to Z in terms of this transformation or this change, but the reality of it is it's not a straight line. It zigzags all over the place. And the purpose is what helps pull you through those zigzags, and that's why it's, you know, kind of like a magnet. It really pulls you through, and so you have to think, okay, why when you're looking at changing your body, and aside from just the physical aspect, because hey, you know, we all want to look better and be more attractive. There's nothing wrong with that, but you need to go a couple levels deeper, especially if you're looking to build that kind of eternal Spartan strength, and say, you know, what is the deeper purpose for training? You know, are you looking to set an example for your family, for people in your life, perhaps for your children or for your spouse, or maybe it's for coworkers? You know, you're in a position of leadership. You could be, you know, a firefighter, police officer, some type of career where others look up to you and rely on your strength as guidance and an example for them, an inspiration for them. You know, these are kind of the deeper purposes that will really help pull you through when you're tired and don't feel like going to the gym, or you start asking yourself, is this worth sticking with? Well, the answer is obviously yes, and when you have a purpose like this, it helps pull you through that. And another example is just like when you are going to, and it's not quite the same as goals. You know, they do kind of intermix, but in this instance, the purpose is just, it's part of your being. But when you are flying somewhere, you don't just show up at the airport kiosk and say, give me a ticket, right? Because what are they going to say? Well, where do you want to go? And what is the purpose of your trip? You know, is this for business or for pleasure? So the where you want to go is kind of like the goal. And the purpose of the trip, you know, is this for business? In case if it is, well, that changes what you're going to be doing on that trip versus if it's for pleasure, right? If it's a business trip, you're packing business clothes. You are probably maybe reviewing some notes, doing some emails and stuff on the flight out there. So obviously the purpose there is going to be a little bit different versus if your purpose for this trip is vacation and relaxation. Well, you're going to be packing, you know, your Speedo. No, not your Speedo. But you're going to be packing your bathing suit. On the plane, you may be watching a movie or reading a fun book. But you still have a destination which is the goal. So you tell them where you're going, and then you have the purpose, the purpose of the trip. And so that's how you kind of can view this as you embody this trait in yourself for the modern Spartan ethos is, your goal may be to build, a ripped Spartan physique, and that's fine. But the in line with that is the purpose, the why, what is the reason behind building the Spartan physique? Is it because you want to build more confidence and attract a mate? Maybe, and that's okay. And if that's the purpose, well, then you just view through that lens of, hey, I need to train to better myself so that I'm providing, the best version of myself to attract the best potential mate that I can. So that is what you want to think about when you are looking at the purpose. The other aspect of purpose is, remember, this is for you. So it's whatever gets you going, whatever really resonates with you. And sometimes it may scare you, and that's good. We're going to talk about fear in an upcoming episode. But the purpose is for you. It's not something that you need to share with anybody else or get anybody else's approval on. Deep down in your core, you have that purpose. And so part of it really is not creating the purpose, but it's just kind of discovering it. And that's another thing you'll notice with your whole transformation is you start to tune into yourself more and listen to yourself more and trust yourself. And as you do this, you begin to, again, operate more from a place of authenticity, from a centeredness, and now outside opinions and influences and thoughts really don't have as much of an impact on you as they may have in the past. And so you are not held back, and you keep moving forward towards the body and the purpose and the life that you want. So you can see that this stuff really, although it may not jump right into the tactics of swinging the weights around, this is really that underlayer foundation that you want to think on and continually just go over in your mind to hem and haw about, this is what I need to change to become a Spartan. And I got to start thinking about, okay, what is my purpose? And is what I'm doing in line with my purpose? And we can zoom out and take this look at this at a broader level and ask the question, what is the purpose of your life? Right? It's the same process, but now we're looking at it as it encompasses your entire life. And this is a question that you also want to be thinking on. You don't have to think about it every day. This is, this type of thinking, both for your whole life and on the fitness training side, doesn't have to be done every day, because this is the heavy strategic thinking that you do, maybe once a month initially, the first month, and then you look at it once a quarter, and then you examine it every 6 months, and then after a while it's just every year. And so when you're looking at the life purpose, you really have to think about what excites you. That's the first sign. What excites you? What do you enjoy doing? Don't worry about connecting it right away. Maybe you really enjoy playing music or playing an instrument, or maybe you enjoy driving. Who knows? But just start making a list and thinking about, what are things that I really, really enjoy doing? When am I happiest the most? And again, see how this is about examining yourself internally. And so now you're going to, when you start to think about this, as you go throughout the day and notice that you're very excited or very happy, bam, now your mind's going to say, hey, wait, this is when the doctor told me to remember, think about when I'm happy and when I'm excited, and what am I doing right now? Well, let me take a note. Oh, right now I'm training and I'm working out, and that does make me excited. Now, that doesn't mean that training and working out is your purpose, right? We have to look a little bit beyond and say, maybe your purpose is to continue to grow and improve, and that's something that really excites you. And part of growth and improvement is helping others. And so see how this kind of snowballs and can zigzag into a really deep purpose. It's kind of like an onion. You're peeling off layers. And so don't expect to get to the core right away, but you do need to start this process, because it is a lifelong process. And so the faster you get started, whether you're 18, whether you're 35, whether you're 55, the faster you get started, the faster you're going to get to that core of what your purpose is. And when you are operating your life from a centered place of purpose, not only now are you just more happy and more excited overall, but your effectiveness and your energy is going to be through the roof. And so you can see how this lesson of purpose not only applies to just your fitness training, but it goes well beyond you. You can easily take it well beyond to your overall life, and I encourage you to sit down and think about that and take a note. You should have a journal or have somewhere where you can record your thoughts, and this is something that, again, you should come back to, once a quarter initially, and then once a month, in terms of, this is my purpose on this planet. And when you have that, it's amazing how everything else will fall in line with that. Not easy, not saying it's easy, it does take work, but that's what we're here for. As modern Spartans, we're not afraid from work. We, in fact, enjoy it and know that work is where other people quit. Well, that's just where we start. So I encourage you to really take some time out, think and simmer on this, and then you know what you have to do. Keep moving forward, never retreat, and never surrender.